Always proceed directly to your allotted bay to avoid unnecessary delays and/or ship destruction. Loitering is a crime, punishable by death. Please make sure you have authorization before you enter the docking bay. For your convenience and safety, pacification emplacements are active and tracking at this station. Do you have authorization to be inside the docking bay? Remember, loitering is a violation. The access corridor is designated a no-stop zone. Blockages will be removed using lethal force. Crashes cost. Kill your speed, not your credit balance. Welcome to our station. Crashes cost. Kill your speed, not your credit balance. Loitering is a crime, punishable by death. Please make sure you have authorization before you enter the docking bay. Welcome to our station. Have authorization to be inside the docking bay? Remember, loitering is a violation. Fly responsibly. Ensure you complete docking procedures within your allotted time window. Crashes cost. Kill your speed, not your credit balance. Welcome to our station. Loitering is a crime, punishable by death. Please make sure you have authorization before you enter the docking bay. Always proceed directly to your allotted bay to avoid unnecessary delays and/or ship destruction. This station operates under a docking reservation policy. Ensure you have authorization before attempting to disembark. Unsanctioned acts of aggression will not be tolerated. Obey station law and enjoy your stay. Do you have authorization to be inside the docking bay? Remember, loitering is a violation. Welcome to our station. Always proceed directly to your allotted bay to avoid unnecessary delays and/or ship destruction. Fly smart, fly safe. Reduce your speed inside the docking bay. For your convenience and safety, pacification emplacements are active and tracking at this station. Welcome to our station. Blocking bay access is a crime. Don't risk annihilation. Make way. Crashes cross.
Okay, I've started it. I'm going to join this. We're trying a new voice channel today. Let's see. Okay. And it's working. Look at that. Almost like it's supposed to. All right. As always, I keep making changes to things right before I go live. So, we're using a new kind of voice channel called a stage channel in Discord. And this way people can come in and out as they please, but only the people that I click on, I can sort of like make them a speaker. And so hopefully this will be a little easier to deal with than the other thing where I have to remember to look over at Discord. I'm hoping it's going to make a sound at me or something when someone requests to speak. But either way, we'll be ready to go. Okay. Let's have another fun BGS featuring stream. Working for the faction, elections, and other stuff. I'm actually going to go and review the notes of what I'm supposed to do before I hop in. So obviously we work on the election. And, okay. We're working on the election, and we're building several of the other factions up. And then we're not sending anything to Helsina Knights or the HIP 4907 commodities. Other than that, the sky's the limit. And then we'll of course do some work over in Fates as well. Okay. I will try to keep that in mind. I will try to keep that in mind. All right, let's get in the game. Okay, I think my windows stayed up this time. Let's see if that... Oh, and I forgot to turn on... Here we go. Joy Focus. Gotta love Joy Focus. If you're a VR player, or almost any Elite player, frankly, because I use it all the time in flat as well, and you're not using Joy Focus, you are doing it wrong, I say. Let's load up. I've done a good job of placing my windows. Nice. Blindly. Oh yeah, I gotta... keep forgetting I'm pledged to Power Play. Gotta collect those 1,000 credits a week. And in Fates. I expect, yeah, that's what I thought. I have some bounties, but they're for the faction I don't want to boost up, so we'll be grabbing those up elsewhere. First things first, since we're already in Fates, let's get our combat missions. There they are. Oh, a massacre. 36. Those are such a massive pain. Wow. Okay, nothing good from that faction. Oh, here we go. Pay the money, I'll take it.
Incoming message.
Just quickly up my rep with them.
Incoming mission critical message.
Which never hurts. Okay.
Incoming
You're not offering anything
message.
where I want you to. Uh-oh. Hope we're not... missions aren't drying up. If they're all wing missions, I start to have a little... That's not so much fun. 15 pirates is very doable. Oh my god, all the assassinations are wing missions. I gotta wait for this board to reset. About 1 more minute, that's not so bad. Hey, Black Wolf, welcome. Okay, here we go. A few I can actually take. Massacre 7? Sure, I'll Massacre 7. That's easy. In a black box. And I think that's it. 30 more seconds before we get a board reset. Oh, here we go. There's another one. Okay. One more to check. Nope. That's that.
According to scientists, Uranus is full of methane gas. And that's stinky. Ew.
Hey, Tef. Hey, was that super... I'm not sure about the volume levels of those on the stream with the current setup that I have. Actually, on the stream, it should be perfectly normal. I guess I may have to adjust that in my own headphone mixer. Okay. Yes, I did. I changed up some of the sounds. I also put a Thargoid in there, which I thought everybody would like. That'll be nice. Okay. So the board should... There he is. Those are so loud in my headset. Which means they're probably super loud feeding to Discord too. There we go. I'll just pull them down like that. Okay. Sounded proportional. Yeah, actually, I think on the stream it should be fine. I'm just I hadn't ever heard it playing back in my headset, which is also feeding to Discord for anybody who's listening there. So I think I pulled that down. That should be much more reasonable. So let me know how this goes, you guys. I don't even know what it's going to look like if somebody asks to speak or anything like that. It's the first time trying out the stage channel. So we shall see how it all goes. Okay. Let's load up the mission board again. We should have all new missions. 2 minutes ago. There we go. Oh, those big money takedown missions. And a couple of regular ones. Oh, is that the... Is that the... aha! Teflon, invite to speak. There, are you a speaker now, Tef? You are.
Can you hear me?
I've got you. All right. Well, that's... Okay. It's disappointing
I just
that
did
it
that
doesn't...
so you could test it out.
Yeah, it doesn't show a sound to me, so I've still got to look at the stupid thing. Oh, well. What are you going to do? I still think this is probably more reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks for testing
feel free
it.
to... No problem. Feel free to cut me off if you need to.
Oh, that's all right. Okay. Why can't I get back over here? All right, here we go. Oh, we're loading up with so much combat. Oh, no, wait. Wing mission.
Incoming mission critical message.
Just jump in my carrier.
Just doing the
Cross
jumps.
space. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'm doing D&D stuff while I jump.
Yeah, yeah. That's the way to do it.
I found that I work better when I have a deadline.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Especially like on creating new content for you guys.
So you ask, hey, should we play this weekend? And we're like, yes. Okay, now I'll make something.
Well, I'd already started, but like,
Yeah.
it's more motivating.
A lot of people work better on a deadline.
Yeah, I find I'm able to motivate myself to do more faster.
Cool.
Also, I have a place. I have something for you guys to spend money with. Use for money for now.
Ooh, Good, because we have money, I assume. I haven't paid attention because I haven't had need for it.
Went back and looked at the money you guys have on your characters, and it
Yeah.
is way out of proportion.
Is it ridiculous?
Yeah. 3 of you
Whoops.
have a lot, and 2 of you have very little.
Hmm.
So.
Oh,
that'll be
because some of
something you
us
guys
have
will
been
to
taking.
discuss.
Yeah, some of us have been taking the money, and then it just didn't seem to matter, so we didn't. The rest of us didn't
Ship
bother.
released. Engines engaged.
All right, let's go over to this station. Pick up our election.
Now
missions.
Now you have a use for it.
Yay!
Landing gear retracted.
Appreciate you.
No problem. I hope I have balanced my new economy well. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, well, you can always make tweaks, can't you?
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah. Why is it different this time? Inflation.
there was a depression.
Market instability. There was an industry crash. I don't know.
An evil king said so.
Yeah, whatever.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
How many jumps is it all the way from where you were?
Let me look at my
100?
Spanish route. It is 57 from where I picked him up, from where I rescued him from. 58, technically. 58 jumps.
That's a lot.
Because the Spanish can't route to the system he was in. So I had to route to a system right below him and then jump.
Why can't Spanish route to it? Was it unknown?
Yeah, it was just unknown.
Oh.
But it would route to, there was a system right beneath him that was one carrier jump, less than a carrier jump away. Like it was like 100 and some light years.
Yeah.
Like 126 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, it could route to there. So I just, my first route was wrong. And so I was like, oh crap. But I think I'm going to be okay.
Oh yeah, I
on
remember
Trinity
that.
coming back.
How, that's weird that it was wrong, I guess. It was because the system wasn't known, right? But it didn't know that.
Right, and it
picked it was like one letter off.
Yeah, there was another system that was like really super close enough that it got overlooked twice.
Yeah.
3 times.
Wow.
I hope the background noise is okay. This is
I don't hear anything.
Oh, okay. My little guy's over there using his imagination.
That's cool. That's what I'm doing too, in a sense.
Me too.
Yeah. This is a space for imagination. This is an imagination safe space.
Yeah.
Well, we miss you. There's heads to roll over here in BGS land.
Yeah, I'm coming back. I should be there hopefully sometime tomorrow.
You ought to ask Dubs for his macro.
I don't
thing
need
go
the macro.
overnight.
It'll be fine. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm scared of that stuff too.
I'm not super worried about it. I mean, I'm at home all day. So what I do is I set a timer on my phone. I set the jump and then set a timer for 20 minutes and go work on housework. And then when my timer goes off, I know it's time to come back and do another jump.
Black Wolf, what system? What are you asking? What system? Right now I'm in 4907, HIP 4907 for the election missions. And then we are also doing a thorough bludgeoning to Far's conglomerate over in their home system so that we can mire them in some conflicts over there and stop this repeat thing from happening. And if we do this election correctly, as Nurgle has outlined in the Squadron Orders channel, we can line them up for retreat as we're finishing the election, and then we'll be through with this situation for good. This is the third election they've forced in HIP 4907. And we're rightly tired of it.
Authorization cleared. Proceed to landing pad 45.
Yeah, first the latest election's first day was yesterday. So we'll just line up 4 quick wins, but if we do it correctly, we will have elevated the other factions in the background, so that when the election ends, they will be in retreat. And then we'll just retreat them out, and poof. They can just get into a bunch of battles in their home system and away from us.
Good. It is time. It's time to wash our hands of this situation.
Yeah, exactly. I must admit, I was surprised. They can rot in fates. Yeah, I was surprised when they walked away from the table, and quite surprised when they started this election again. I wonder what they thought was going to happen. Okay.
Who knows?
Who knows, indeed. Okay. Follow-on missions. Do I just have to do election missions, or does every mission for loose screws count? I feel like it's every mission, but loose screws counts, or election counts more, with their ice planets and nothingness. Yeah, that is a system nobody wants to be in. I'm not surprised. I don't blame them for wanting to leave, but the way they did it, very bad, very, very bad. I'm just gonna take everything as long as target.
It's very much a go back and try it again.
Yeah.
Situation.
Exactly.
I think you're right about the. I'm by no means any kind of expert on BGS, but I think you're correct. In any mission adds influence, but the election ones matter more because it's an election state.
Right, exactly. Okay, 4907 commodities. I think that's the other one that we didn't want to lift. Going back to review. Standing orders. Yes, 4907 commodities. So I'm not going to take that mission because that one points to the wrong faction. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Accept. And deliver to Loose Screws Network. How nice. Delivering to ourselves. That seems not so bad. I still am not taking any of these Liberate 8 diplomatic bags because I don't have hatch breakers on here. Maybe I should get into that, though. I hear they're not hard.
Maybe.
I hear that the ships basically just give it up and don't even fight back. Because there sure is a lot of those. Yeah, and these don't have... Well, I might ought to... Actually, I have all these combat missions over in Fates. I might ought to do well to get rid of the people who are going to be after me before I go doing something where I'm going to be sitting in an instance waiting to be attacked. Although I think that's only going to happen over in that other system. How many missions do I have? Come on, controller. There we go. I have a high number of missions. Okay, let's see if I can turn in any of these. I don't want to help. I'm not supposed to be pushing up either of those factions. Alright, so we need to... One of these stations is going to have a interstellar factor. Okay. Let's make our rounds. Looks like V640 is far off to the side. We'll start there. Oh great, we're going out to B-Star. Yuck. Well, gotta do it. Got a super cruise trip in my future.
Landing gear retracted.
didn't charge up on limpets. Okay, I'll get limpets at this next station. Don't let me forget. Nobody let me forget.
Hey, Tracks.
What's up, dude?
Don't forget to get limpets.
Oh, thank you. Hey, have you seen the, I don't know if you have, Down to Earth Astronomy? He has, in his merch store, he has this mug that says, "Don't forget your limpets" on it. Which he advertises. He advertises before some of his videos, like, "Oh man, so you're going out mining, and then you take a sip of your coffee. Oh, I remembered the limpets." I thought
That's
that was funny.
not a bad idea. I'm going to his store right now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The man deserves some store purchases.
I buy too many mugs, let me tell you.
Our mug cabinet is ridiculous, actually.
So is ours, and it's all my fault.
I have a lot of like plain ones. Actually, one of my favorite ones is this totally plain, like, doesn't say anything on it, but it's like a weird shape, and for some reason I love the shape. It's like narrow and tall.
Yeah.
And I can't bear to get rid of it. It's getting all chipped and everything.
Oh, man. I have these ones, so... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just say I have these ones that, there's a YouTube channel I watch called Watcher. And what they are, they're people that left BuzzFeed. And there's a show on their channel. There's a show on their channel called Puppet History. I love puppet history.
Yeah.
And so I have bought all three, or I bought both of their seasonal mugs that have been out. So like what they do is the puppet history is hosted by a puppet called the Professor, and then he does these little skits. He does these little skits and asks people questions. And then at the end of the episode, while they're tallying points for the people who are getting the questions, there's a song sang by another puppet that has something to do with the current topic for that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, every season they put out a piece of art like on the mug that has the Professor with all the guests singing puppets. So like for the first season, it was the Professor as Washington sailing across the Delaware with the other puppets in the boat with him. And then for season 2, it was like a puppet Last Supper.
This is like a much more wholesome version of the Drunk History show.
It's not that wholesome.
Hey, Data.
But it's not drunk puking, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey,
Data.
Yeah, I tried out Drunk History, and I thought some of it was funny and fun, and I just couldn't. I didn't really want to watch people throw up, so I couldn't keep going. It seems like a really good concept right up to that line, and I was like, oh man.
That's what really turned me off Drunk History too, was the puking.
Yeah. So Data, what's up?
Hey, just logging in for a few minutes tonight. Kind of a late start for me, but
yeah,
doing okay.
Yeah, Black Wolf. Oh, I see you're in here, Black Wolf. Yeah, this is a stage channel, so you can be a listener, and then you have to be, you have to like raise your hand and then be made a speaker. It's like for. It's sort of like for like a live performance kind of like podcast situation, but I thought it would be a good way to do this so that I didn't have to like have a waiting room where you can't actually listen. Like if somebody wants to come in and listen, they can listen. And then I don't know, it seems like it would hopefully work, so we're trying it out. And I managed to rig it so that the stream overlay would actually work with it, because it doesn't natively, but you have to, basically I had to manually create the overlay code. But anyway, that's all not important or interesting. And I have to have my robot in here, so you see my other Discord account is in here listening from the stream computer, otherwise the overlay doesn't work. So
Big Brother is watching.
Yeah. Big Brother is actually just me, and it's muted, so...
It's a
But it is
conspiracy.
listening to all your words. Mm-hmm.
As long as it remembers to tell Facebook what to put on my advertisements, I don't care.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. We got that. I've
Like my phone isn't already listening.
I know. I've got so Mr. Ty Worsham shared with me the info to be able to like edit and deal with the website and the merch store, and I have totally been busy and have had no even attempts to do anything with that. But we should refresh merch. In fact, I should probably solicit designs because I know I'm not going to make graphics for it. But we can probably put a few more things in there, update new things. We need new Distant Screws 2 stuff, obviously. Oh, here we go.
What kind of designs do you want? I could try to put something together for consideration.
What would you like to see?
I don't know. I just have this I have this free Photoshop that I use. It's not real Photoshop.
It's not real Photoshop, it's fake Photoshop?
Is it
Well, it's Pixlr. Excuse me, Pixlr. It's free. I just call it my knockoff Photoshop.
All right, I think I turned
I'd
Black
rather
Wolf
use
on.
this than real Photoshop.
Yeah. It looks... I can't tell if I've done it right or if I just...
I mean, there's expedition related, anything faction related.
Yeah, we should...
Ideas.
Faction stuff would be good, and I wonder like what... Well, I haven't even looked at it. It's a Teespring store, I believe, so... I know there's hoodies in there, so we can like make design variations. I'm not sure how many we're allowed to do, in fact. Again, I haven't done any of this. And I don't really know what to do with the website. I feel like it needs an update, but I kind of just want to make some kind of simple landing page with just a bunch of social links. I did make a permanent Discord link with this Discord forwarding thing, so discord.io/loose-screws is a permanent invite instead of having to copy numbers.
Nice.
So that's nice. I wonder why it didn't work for you. I don't know. I didn't think I was allowed. I had like a maximum number of speakers or something, but it's not going. Machines invites. I don't know. Maybe I do have. Maybe there's a maximum number of speakers or something on it. Experiments. Maybe it's not great for this. I don't know.
If you need me to, I can step out.
No, that's all right. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It didn't say that there was a maximum, and it's not telling me. It's not giving me any messages about that.
What is Black Wolf trying to come in? What's going on?
Yeah, and I approved it, I think, except it's not working. And it worked for Teflon.
Engines disengaged.
And I can say... I can say invite to speak. Why would it allow me to do that if it didn't have room, right?
I don't know. This seems like all new stuff.
It's a fairly new feature, yeah. And this is I converted the server to a community server, which has some other advantages too for this kind of server. But yeah, it's new stuff, so I don't know. Maybe there's still bugs. Just seeing how it works, you know.
What kind of server were we before?
Well, it was just an ordinary Discord server that wasn't anything in particular, but as a community server, there's some additional features that you get as far as like discovery and being able to set up things like welcome messages, and people have to like accept the rules of the server, and they have to, you have to basically do a EULA for the server and stuff like that. So
I see. I can't not invite Black Wolf again because it already says invite sent. So
okay,
Black Wolf,
he
somehow
maybe
you
was
can
just
find a way
testing
to
it.
accept it. Okay.
he maybe was. I think he said in the chat, I'm just seeing how it works, and that's fine. Okay, so now it says the raise hand icon. So now if I go here, request to speak.
I see it. Yeah. Alright, I just see that you clicked it. Because it grayed out for me.
You saw me click it.
Yeah. The
It didn't do
invite,
anything.
the little microphone.
Let's see if it works on hate. Oh, actually, he's not invited. So I have to do this, invite to speak. Okay, so when I invite, it shows... Oh, it worked for him.
There's hate.
Okay, so
Yo,
I think
dudes.
it's reset. Yo. Okay, I think it's working. I think he's just not clicking on something. Possibly.
Yeah.
Or it's buggy. Either of these things is possible.
When there is an invitation, it pops up as a banner at the top of the screen.
Oh, okay.
I see.
I'm gonna slide back.
Ah.
You have to click the button.
Yeah, you have to click the button.
Do you have
I
to
think
click
we
the
both
button?
have to click the button. Okay.
You have
was I
to
doing
click the
here?
button.
Yeah. Okay, I know what I was doing. Making sure I got limpets before I left here. And checking if there was bounties I could turn in. Not here, not here.
Wait, Fates was basically bounties, right?
Fates is massacre and assassination missions for all factions besides Far's Conglomerate. And I personally am taking the ones that just go to the Tritera system because they're all in one system, and that's plenty, and you can do a ton of work really fast because you're all in one system. But now I'm soaking up my election missions first. Oh, look, we got a little pocket of them over here.
Because
And a
I
friend
just
over here, I
finished.
bet this is data.
Ship released.
Just finished engineering all of my weapons on this ship.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, get over there.
Landing gear retracted.
So yeah, go to Fates and look at the mission board, and you'll see there's every faction has massacres and assassinations, and you'll be able to find at least some from each faction that go to that system that starts with a T.
Frameshift drive
I
charged.
loaded up with several. I let the mission board refresh even because it was close. The massacres can be tough because there isn't a Hazres in that system, so you'll just be doing it by signal sources. Sometimes there can be like 4 or 5 ships in one, but a lot of the time you might just be like finding 1 or 2 ships and then having to find another signal source. So I would be leery of the ones that have a high massacre count. I took one for 9 or 12 or something tonight because I'll get half or more of that just from my assassinations.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Data, you must be out here.
I just hopped over
Oh.
to Chuck Chan. I'm gonna
Oh.
scan the Adamastor, seeing if that
Oh, you're trying to trigger
is
something?
is that what the story was suggesting? That's how I interpreted it. You go scan the Adamastor again, and it tells you something else.
Oh, you think
I
so?
haven't-
See, I was waiting for somebody to contact me. I felt like they were saying, we'll get in touch when the next phase is ready.
Well,
The next
that
phase is ready.
yeah, the
You've been in
Galnet
contact with.
the
Oh.
Galnet story.
I didn't read
came
Galnet.
out. Yeah. Well, the Adamastor Enigma. Enigma.
The Adamastor still has a listening post that we haven't found.
I like the
okay.
Adamaster Enema better.
The Adamaster
believe
Enema.
Yeah.
I believe the Hesperus has one or two listening posts that we haven't found as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, as soon as I get another message from Salvation.
Right, that's what I was waiting for, but apparently I am a fool.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how foolish you all are in just a couple of minutes.
So does it have a location where to, oh, you're just scanning. Yeah. Seeing if there's a clue.
I know, I enjoyed that. Was the longest stream I've ever done.
I know.
I was like, yeah, I can do a couple missions and then take a break after an hour and go do the thing and be done in 2 hours. And
Nope. They suckered you in. So at the end of that stream, you found a bunch of extra log stuff that I never found, and I was telling everybody about it, and I think I made myself think I was crazy because nobody could find records of what you did. The talk about how, you know, they came into the ship and they killed everyone, and they won't kill me, they're not like us. You remember that?
Oh, you're talking about on the wiki that I found.
Is that on the wiki? Because I looked at the wiki and I didn't
Yeah.
find that.
Yeah, it was on the wiki that I found.
I went back and watched the video, and yeah, he didn't. There were no other logs.
Okay, so that was just
I was
old
reading it
stuff.
off the wiki.
Oh.
I was reading off the wiki because it looked like it had been. I had read that it had been translated on there.
Flight assist.
I'll see if I can find the page again.
Flight assist.
Hold on.
That was weird.
I think I will find nothing out here. Once I actually read the article, it's talking about the signal that started broadcasting on the 8th of April.
Yeah.
That I think led people to the other ship. So yeah, it's probably nothing.
Ouch.
That's all right. Is this the same website I went to? Yeah, it says salvage claims, Scrivener's Clan upload log encrypted, Scrivener's Clan upload log decrypted.
Mm-hmm.
I click on expand.
Wait, why do I have
And yeah, this
anonymous
is all the same
access
stuff I read. And it's all time stamped for 12/7/31/13, which is the same as the encrypted ones. And let me check my scans of the log real quick. 12/7/31. Why is this one 13/7 and that one's 12/7? That could be a different log. Hold on.
Well, this is weird. Apparently I'm wanted at this station.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I have a 500
Okay.
credit bounty for some reason.
Yeah.
Were you
These are all the
that
same types.
entertaining at the last office party that they wanted you back?
Apparently. Let's move on, huh? Oh, that must be a black box recovery in this system. Okay, off we go then.
Docking clamps retracted. Go for the
Yeah,
pilot.
do you want me to send you a link to this wiki page where I read all that stuff?
Sure. Well, I mean, I've heard it already.
Yeah.
Because I listened to you tell it. I was just trying to relay it to, I think Jay Barron and somebody else. And
I'm just gonna.
Me.
I'll just
and
DM you.
Data.
Drive charging.
Thanks.
You have the all clear. Watch your 6, Commander.
Be nice. Provide links. I could just make you go back and provide me another view. I have to check my views on stuff. I haven't been on. My wrist is still hurting.
Yeah.
It's getting better though.
Glad to hear it.
Let's see.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Okay. I'm gonna be able to see it from here. Let's have a look. Maybe not.
Yeah, that elite stream. I got more views on that one than I've had on, I think, on any of my other videos.
Yep. That happens. Hey, Bonzo. What's up? Sometimes I look in the Discovery scan or the FSS, and it's immediately apparent, like your mission signal source is out there. And then sometimes I scan them over, and it looks like nothing's going on, and I have to drop into the nav beacon to see it. Now, why should I have to drop into the nav beacon? Why can't I find it in the FSS? I wonder.
Because that would be too simple. That would make sense.
Yeah, just like this is the, I don't know, this is the mechanic of the thing. So how come sometimes they turn up and sometimes they don't? I don't know. Inconsistency. Remember the right Super Cruise button. And when you drop into the nav beacon and it's clear that everybody was sitting still, and then as soon as you got here, they were like, "Oh shoot, that's him!" and they all start moving around. Like, why is my landing gear and cargo scoop? I'm getting like false button presses on the HOTAS today. It turned my flight assist off by itself earlier. And my headlights are on.
I had to fix my joystick today.
I'll run your battery down. You'll be able to start your ship. Leaving the headlights on all night.
I know. I'll have to jump it. It makes me think I might need to check out my controller software, maybe reboot it. Okay, anyway, let's see. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's see what's out there. Oh, this is a planetary scan. See, there I am. I'm mouthing off about how come the game doesn't work right. I forgot what system I was in or what mission I had for this particular system. Yeah, we're doing a planetary scan here.
Be back in just a minute.
Elite Dangerous doesn't have any bugs in it.
No.
You need to watch your mouth.
No.
Well, that's, yeah, unfortunately, isn't that where we always leap to?
Yeah, when you scan the Adamastor again, you get a message from Salvation that, and a code that he kind of introduces himself. Then the code that I think led everybody to the Hesperus site. So yeah, nothing
new. There is no war in Ba Sing Sea. What on earth does that mean?
Ba Sing Se.
Ba Sing Se.
Avatar, the last Airbender reference. Good show. That's a good show.
I've heard that that's an excellent show. I should put that on my list, and then I will have more nerd cred.
Kids can watch it too. It's a good kid show.
My problem with the Avatar, at least I never saw the Legend of Korra, but I kept getting the episodes out of order.
Okay.
So it's like, it's like this. No, wait. How did this? Wait, now I think it's just what?
Sounds like a you problem and not a show problem, though, doesn't it?
It's because they were running. Because Nickelodeon was running it at
television.
Different times.
You guys.
Yes, they were running it at different times, basically. And each time had its own different. It started fresh on the series. So if you watched it at Fridays at 5 p.m. every week,
you tune in at 10 a.m. and you're on a totally different season or something.
Exactly. It's not like Seinfeld or anything like that. It's not like Seinfeld or anything like that where each episode was contained its own unique universe.
Right. Building search zone. Yeah, I don't miss appointment television at all. At least we're on the sunny side.
Orbital flight engaged.
Coming in too steep.
But I remember everyone did that. They just kind of played random episodes instead of sequentially.
That's how they would
Did
kill
that
off
for
the
a
show.
while.
If they wanted to kill a show off, they would try to do that.
Confuse everyone. That's fun. Wow, the search zone isn't moving. You get all the way to glide.
Lucky.
Well,
maybe
wait,
lucky.
there it is. Yep, that's what happens. You get to glide, and then it zooms down under me. Great.
Blackout, trying to.
And then there was
Blackout
stuff
doing
like
the turn. Here we go.
Then there was stuff like Lost, where it made no sense at all. Therefore, it made perfect sense.
I don't know. I don't think Lost made any sense.
Exactly.
44 clicks out. Alright. God, it'd almost be faster to go back up to cruise. Ugh. Okay, now see, if I was playing the alpha right now and this happened to me, I'd be like on the forum, this is bad gameplay, this needs to be fixed. Like, there's no way they could launch this way. What kind of fools did they take us for? I'd be gathering an army.
Oh, you.
I think we're on a slippery slope here. Whatever. I'm gonna save my thoughts for a podcast.
Hey, at least I fixed my joystick. You know how the T16, the T6, I just call it the T16.
Yeah.
How they kind of do the jittery left and right after a while. Then you have to like open it up and then just put a little rubbing alcohol in the sensor and it cleans it off.
Oh, I didn't know that part. I just thought it was cheap and it gives up the ghost after 11 and a half months. Right before the warranty goes out, or right after the warranty goes out.
No, it's just
that's what happened to mine.
Like it gets dirt in the sensor. So if you open it up just enough where you can get a Q-tip with some like rubbing alcohol in it, it should clear it right up.
Yeah, I didn't bother. It happened at like 11 months, so I got with them and got them to refund it for me, and they said send us a picture of they wanted me to cut the USB cord and send them a picture, and then they'd refund me. So I did it and then went and bought an X56. It's like, I'm about done with you guys, Thrustmaster.
Wow.
I see how that goes.
They wanted you to cut the cord and then...
Yeah, I had to prove that I wasn't keeping it. They weren't going to refund it to me if I was keeping it or if I was going to sell it or something, right? So I proved that I destroyed it, and then they would refund it to me.
Couldn't you just have a shorter cable at that point?
I could.
Just reconnect
it? Could solder them back together, but I don't want to. I wanted to buy an X56, and so I did.
I don't know. My problem with the T16, the throttle... You know, it's like they're made for Paul Bunyan with massive hands.
Oh, see, they fit me just fine. So yeah, that might be so. I actually really liked the throttle on it, but again, it's just not a high enough build quality to endure, you know, somebody playing this game like I do for a year. So you really have to spend, you really have to get up to at least this kind of level before it's going to last more than a year. And, you know, it's good if you don't want to spend a lot of money. Yeah. I did really like that auto-centering paddle, though, on the front was outstanding, and I liked the placement of the mini stick. There was a lot I liked about it. And ultimately, I didn't mind the software on it either once you get it all done up. Once you've programmed every button to send a button push, and the fact that that doesn't happen by itself is kind of astounding. But anyway, you program each button to do a button, and then you're good to go. And it's really powerful. Yeah, the T16000 and its partner throttle. I did use it for about a year.
It's not a horrible device, but I have a feeling things are going to get a lot cheaper once manufacturing gets, or things will get cheaper once manufacturing starts picking back up.
Right. Yeah, I liked the stick generally, and I like its software. They need better directions with the software, but I like the software once you figure it out. And the only complaint, I guess, about the stick when it's working right is that there just aren't a lot of buttons on the stick itself. They put a bunch of buttons on the base, so it has tons of buttons, but you have to like reach over with your other hand or something to get them, which isn't great. But I managed to make it work. It's better when you have, like, this one has like 3 hats and 5 buttons on board the stick, and you don't have to move your hand to get at them, which is obviously better. But
well, with the throttle I ended up getting, it's
that's great. That's a great layout, I still think.
The throttle I ended up getting, it's tuning slide grease for it.
Now, is that like a thick gel?
Basically, it's kind of like basically it's trombone grease, where you put on your
so it's kind of
where
thin.
they would put on the slide.
Yeah, it's not
so
very
you
viscous.
go on and it's but it's still. But it's not like coconut oil, where coconut oil works great too, but it doesn't stick, or it in a cold room, you push and it flakes all of it off. Then you have to reapply it. It not dries out. It does what coconut oil does.
Yeah. There's a video I saw somebody who modified a T16000, well, the WTCS, the throttle piece, with basically like replaced the rail system with like a 3D printed thing and put bearings in it. He put cylinder bearings, and with the cylinder bearings, it's like
stop.
I don't remember if it had a magnet stop, but he just totally replaced the thing with bearings, and then it was seemed really good, because that piece being plastic would wear, and of course that would make plastic dust inside of it, which is probably what's absorbing all the oil. So makes sense.
Yeah.
Mine, the mini stick started to the mini stick sensor started to lose accuracy, and that's my thrusters, so couldn't keep it. Oh man, I'm wanted at this station too. What did I do to these people?
You need to go to Hockingport.
So far, my favorite stick, just because it is really, really super comfortable to use, is the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro. They got the ergonomics dead on with that thing. Now, the rest of it, not so much. But actual gripping the stick and where the buttons are and everything, dead on.
Funk. Alright. You don't happen to have an IF here, do you? Isn't this funny? I changed the timings of my bot's like messages, and it's just doing the same one over and over again. I clearly don't know how to do Twitch stuff.
But I also took apart the throttle enough and just loosened up some of those screws, so it wasn't gripping didn't have a death grip on the rails. So it wasn't grindy, and not just the tension adjuster, like all of them just turned it down a quarter turn or something around there.
Okay, I have another mission in system.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
wonder how I got bounties for all these factions. 4 of them.
Does planetary scan missions get you a bounty, or just a fine?
I don't know. But I had at least 3 of them before I did that scan, so I got some yesterday and didn't realize it. Okay, anyway, we're off to this other station.
Frameshield drive charging.
Why not? Spread the love.
4.
A little jaunt to Chuck Chan was all I had time for tonight, so I'm gonna go.
All right.
Have a good evening.
I'll do my best, man. Thanks for hanging out. Take care.
Yep.
You have a good one, buddy.
See ya.
It still makes me feel a little bit irresponsible when Data goes to bed.
Me too.
It's just clearly he's got his whole self put together, you know, and it makes me feel
way
like
better than me.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Should I sleep? What should I do? I don't know what to do. Data's like, I'm going to bed. Oh man, that guy's so put together.
Yeah.
Bedtime goals. Alright, I think after this I want to stop and clear my name at the Interstellar Factor. And actually I have a bunch of I need to get paid by some factions that I don't want to boost, so I'll take that at the IF as well. Hey Bonzo, I clicked your thing, so you gotta go over to Discord and accept that. I know, there's a very descriptive comment. You're should have a speaker invitation at the top of your Discord. There he is. Hey, we're all testing today.
Yeah, that's what. So you just gotta request to speak and then.
Yeah, that's the idea. So these are for essentially so that there can be speakers and audience, and the audience can sort of come and go as they please, and it doesn't interfere with anything. Like if it was for a show or in this case a Twitch stream, and then people can be assigned to speak. Channel admins are always speakers, of course, and so on. People can be admins too.
Podcast channel if you wanted to as well.
They added, or
this is a new feature, of a new feature of community servers, which I converted the Discord to, the Loose Screws channel to a community channel, which has this and a couple of other added features. Yeah, nice. You could record a podcast like this. We don't do ours live.
It seems like it makes it easier to it sounds like it makes it easier to like control like who's speaking and everything.
Right. It gives me control and any of the mods, and I can set somebody.
My brother.
Yeah, I can set somebody to not even be a speaker, but to be a moderator, so they could be keeping track of who's a speaker and who's not for me. Yeah, it seems cool. I would be using this on my other podcast, which we do record live, but only for the patrons. Except that they don't allow video in these channels, and we do it as like a video broadcast show. So
Gotcha.
Can't quite, but as soon as they add video to these stage channels, I'll be all over that over there. But I think it's okay for this because at least like people can come in and listen if they want to, and
right, yeah.
All right,
That way you can kind of like soft kick somebody out if you needed to.
Well, I mean, I could do that anyway, I guess. What I was really hoping was that it was going to send me like an audible alert when somebody requested to speak, because otherwise I have to like remember to look down and see that somebody's popped up a thing. But I guess I can't get all my wishes.
Nah, not yet. Yeah. Maybe they got like a changelog or something that you can get with.
Yeah, I do communicate actually with Discord sometimes because I'm always using I'm always like testing and putting all their stuff into use in ways that they didn't necessarily expect. I used to talk with them a lot. Like a while back on the podcast, we were having like huge problems with the voice kind of like cutting out periodically. It was sort of a big thing. Lave was having the same issue, and
I think
I talked to them quite a bit.
On your last streams.
Yeah, I think it does happen. So, well, yeah, it's really what it comes down to is it's the voice detection. That does it. Actually, I want to go to interstellar factor first. It just isn't always great. Sometimes it gets confused by background sounds or something. Okay, let's see. Has anybody figured out how to search for systems by services yet in the Odyssey Alpha?
No clue. I barely know how to use that thing, honestly.
Okay. Because they definitely have it here.
I've played way too much Star Citizen to be like, yeah, I want to pay to be in another alpha.
Yeah, I definitely would not have bought. Well, I don't particularly like testing. I would not have gotten it if I wasn't streaming. And then even then I try it out a bit, and usually it's, you know, by the time I get into it, everybody's explored what all the cool bugs are. And so far in this, the bugs have been such that it doesn't really make playing the game for any other reason besides bug testing all that worth it, because like I'm on a fake commander now anyway. So I don't know, I did kind of lose interest quickly. I'm not like sad that I paid for it or anything, but
and you still get access to the full game.
It's just about $20, 15, $20 extra, and extra. I broke one of my own rules and said, okay, I'll pre-order it because the rest of the game is good.
Yeah, I mean, I would pre-order it kind of instantly anyway because I was gonna buy it. This is my game, you know. This is like my main thing. But I don't know if I would have sprung for the alpha knowing what I know now. I don't know. I think I still kind of like need to, being in the position that I am where I'm like making content about the game. I think it's important.
As a content creator
for it.
I know. I need to get over it and stop having. I have a problem calling myself a content creator, and I need to get the hell over it because it's starting to get embarrassing in the wrong way. I felt like that word was embarrassing for some reason, and now it's clearly come back around.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you just don't want to use it, or
I don't know. I guess I felt like it was like a pompous thing to say or something. I think it's just my own like personal hang-ups. And trying to I have trouble talking about myself talking about myself in like a
talking yourself up.
Yeah, I was really trying to find. There's some word I'm trying to think of that would be a great way to say it. But yeah, talking myself up, I have a huge trouble with. I had in my business website, it took me forever to figure out like what to say and how to design that site in a way that didn't make my skin crawl, but was still at explaining myself, you know?
No, I'm the same way. I hate interviews for that exact reason. Because, I just had one for this youth camp thing that I'm trying to work at over the summer, and they're just like, "What's your best, most marketable skill?" I'm like, I don't kill the kids.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
I like thinking that stuff up on the spot, and it's
Interviewing is a skill. Being interviewed for a job, that's a skill. I will say here's something, because my co-host on the other podcast, Derek, he is much more into and does a lot more research into like kind of the business world kind of thing and things like that, like interviewing and stuff. And he's had a lot more jobs in situations where there was like a corporate structure and stuff. And he said this to me one time, like it was around somebody actually in our other Discord server was asking about, he was saying, psyching themselves up for going for a job interview. And he said, here's my secret weapon for interviews is, so when you're going in for a job interview, you say, can I ask you a question? In this position, what does success look like to you? And you ask that of the interviewer, and it for one thing it reveals to them or shows them that you're like paying really close attention to like what this would mean and what the needs of it are, and like you're extremely interested in it, but you're also like thinking of comparing that to yourself in your own mind. How do I fit with this? Is this a good fit for me, kind of thing? Like you're turning it around on them a little bit and making yourself seem really interested in absorbing all the information in the interview at the same time. And feel like it probably sets your own mood in a good place to be like less nervous and less put on the spot and stuff, because now it's a conversation instead of one person answering questions.
The only problem with that question in my line of work is that I'm going into teaching, so they know.
So you should already know that answer.
Exactly what success looks like, and if I have to ask that, then that raises a question. Or at least that's what would happen in my mind.
Yep.
That seems like a good idea for like business. See, that's the other thing with interviewing is that like you have like certain like protocols and stuff that you have to follow for different professions. Like teaching interviews function differently than like a business thing, like you were talking about. Like, it's a whole mess, I guess.
Exactly. Let's see what system am I?
But I mean, currently there's also a teacher shortage, so most interviewers are trying to go easy on people. Especially
hey, that's part of it. That's how the world works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, why did I come here? Oh, I came here just for the IF. All right, I'm done. We're on to our last destination.
Ooh, can I get my second ship from that?
Oh man, this is a lot of work, but I love doing this.
Designing your campaigns?
Yeah. Doing everything homebrew is so much work.
I like writing the stories and like writing the characters for D&D, but then I get incredibly frustrated when I have to depend on doing some cool thing for a dice roll.
And it doesn't work.
And it doesn't work, and I look like an idiot, and everybody laughs, and yada yada yada, this, that, and the other. And I'm just sitting there scowling in the background, like, shit.
That's funny. I mean, your pain is very funny to me. I just want to make it clear that I was laughing at you and not with you.
Yeah.
Because that's never happened to me. I've never done a super cool move and then had either the dice or the DM just slap me down with complete impunity. That has never happened to me.
I'm starting to feel a little attacked here.
Oh no, I'm just reveling in your glory, man.
Is this because of your fire orb?
I want to stream though sometime.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you don't understand how spellcasters work. When someone counterspells your spell.
Do I need that?
No, I understand how it works. It just made me a very angry character.
You were already very angry.
I know. It made the difference more difficult to see, but no less real.
That's all right. If I can invoke emotion out of you, then that's fine.
I had 2 weeks ago in my 5e game, the DM pulled out this wonderful homebrew monster that fed off souls and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the abilities he gave it was it didn't just counterspell, it bounced the spell back at you at 2 times the range. And this was a 20-foot square effect
monster.
spell.
Yeah. Oh, the spell.
So
yeah.
basically, erupting Earth for a 60-foot square area.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you
Sounds
like
good.
that?
Sounds legit.
Right, babies.
Scanning these ships. There's an endless stream of ships pouring out of McGregor City. Oh, there we go. I found the end of it. Never false alarm.
This
One
McGregor
thing I
City.
thought about doing with Elite Dangerous. So, like, back in the day, this has been 6-7 years ago. I was watching Twitch on my Xbox back then too, and there was this stream I used to see from somebody doing Eve online, right?
Okay.
And they just titled it like something fishbowl or fish tank or something like that, and all it was the music from the game playing, and just watching ships come and go.
Oh,
and
okay. It was room decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about doing something like that, either like with YouTube or on a Twitch stream. Just, because there's always ships coming and going out of stations. There's always noise and music and background stuff. And especially if you go to Explorer's Anchorage and capture the whales dying all the time.
Right. Or I was thinking of Jacques' station. It's just, oh God, the whales always crashing into each other and getting blown up.
Oh yeah, I mean, the place I remembered it so much was when we were in Explorer's Anchorage on the first distance cruise, and we were doing the meetup at Explorer's Anchorage, and then jumping over to Sag A together. And I remember I was just sitting in the station while we were waiting on everybody to get there, and I was like, man, belugas just get killed every couple minutes.
Yep, they sure do.
Is this a constant stream of beluga debris just floating around inside the station?
Yeah. Okay, y'all remember those commercials about like the dogs that would show up at like late at night, and it had the famous singer? It was like early 2000s commercials and shit.
I do not know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Ground crew.
Shit, what was the name of that song? It was just an ad about lost dogs and how they should donate. It's like every minute you waste is another dog dying or something.
Oh. Okay, so I can think of imagine the style of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. They should totally make a parody of that with the belugas. Make like a fake charity to help struggling beluga pilots.
That might actually be a fun video to do.
Yeah.
You could do that with like community members and put that out there.
Every dollar you save is another beluga pilot's life saved from the pressures of the mail slot.
Wouldn't you like to sponsor a beluga pilot?
Wouldn't you sponsor a beluga pilot? All right. We've done the election. It's time for the other half. It's time for the combat.
See, I see those commercials and I go, every minute you wait, we're going to pull more of your heartstrings. And pull more of your heartstrings with wide-eyed puppy dogs and...
Observe station regulations on...
And that's what they do.
So if it's animals, it was probably... oh, I think I know the song.
It's like a Celine Dion song, I think.
No, it's not Celine Dion. It's in the arms...
music.
In the Arms of the Angels.
That one.
Yeah, it's not Celine Dion. Who is that? Who sings that? Oh my God.
I have no freaking clue, but that was on, like, I would be watching freaking, I don't know, Cartoon Network or something, and then I'd fall asleep, and then I would wake up at 3 a.m., and that was the freaking song that was going on. That or the Fabio long-haired dude. His
Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan, that's it.
Yeah, it was her freaking ad commercial, and then the
arms of an angel, fly
like the greatest hits of the
away.
90s commercials would show up there and then too. And I'd be like, what?
You guys remember the ones back in the day where it's like, all your favorite love songs?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. That's what I'm talking about.
I super do.
It would be like the long-haired guy trying to say, tell me how I felt to you.
I still like the one, I can never remember what it was called, but they would always have those one songs that were like kind of out of the norm. So it was like, sail away, sail away, sail away.
That's Anya. And Enya? How do you say that? Enya. Yep.
Enya. I don't know. I just remember they would have an album full of songs. And I remember as a kid, I was like, I like the sound of this. I wish I could. And I would bug, and I would never get that CD.
You'd ask your parents?
I would bug my parents every time. Yeah.
Give me the Enya CD. Sail away, sail away, sail away.
Yeah, Enya is a Icelandic artist. Started out as a lead singer for the Sugar Cubes in the 80s.
There you go. Somebody had to sing for the Sugar Cubes, right? All right, we got lots of mission signals here. All right, threat
Kill
0. That's probably...
Kill all of them.
Yeah. Mission target, threat 4, okay. Whoa. My screen just went black. Why did that happen?
It was...
Am I still in the
go
game?
back to what I'm making for... Going back to what I'm making for D&D real quick. Just for real quick. I won't linger. Sometimes it is frustrating being the dungeon master and creating all this stuff by hand, because I would love to just tell you guys what I'm doing, but I can't.
You can't.
Yeah. That, or you make all this beautiful content, and here's the king standing at the portal like, over here, and everyone's like,
oh no, if I make it, they're going to use it.
And everyone's talking to the peasant with a weird facial scar.
No,
man, you got to adapt. You got to adapt to. Adaptation is one of the key things, in my opinion, of being a dungeon master, is being able to adapt to what your players do and what they want to do. So, like, I can make a map for one thing, and if they don't want to do that one thing, I can still use that map. I just reflavor it and call it something else.
Mm-hmm.
All right, apparently I had a game crash. It was still playing the background music, but not anything else, and no sound and no graphics, so we're starting over.
It's been happening to me, too, a couple times.
I guess
but, no error and anything.
I mean, currently the Discord, all I can see is your elbow.
I can see him.
I'm going to have to see which faction I'm not supposed to attack.
It's not that you're not. It's It's not so much about not supposed to attack. There's the election missions. We want to do the ones that we want to do election missions for loose screws, but try to see if the target faction for like who you're carrying poll data to is Helsina Knights or commodities. Hold on. Standing orders.
Oh man.
Do not use them for HIP 4097 commodities or Helsina Knights. Those are the ones. Okay. Looks like I'm coming back in now.
On my end, it's almost time to whip out the patented Tywardsham fuel transfer hose.
Oh, I need that too. My carrier's running on empty and has a bunch in the hold. All right, to change the res.
Interesting paint job on that thing.
I gave Ty that idea.
On that crate?
Okay.
Oh
well,
yeah,
then...
that's
the fuel hose.
The
And
fuel
just-
hose. Oh,
Yeah, it's calling your Type 9 the fuel transfer hose.
I'm just. I guess I like darker colors rather than brighter. Darker colors or white rather than baby blue, but to each their own.
The paint on the crate is the Horizons owner's paint. So this is the paint job. Every ship and vehicle in the whole game got this paint job for anybody who had Horizons before it rolled into the main game.
Oh, you mean like that light blue thing?
Yeah, it's called Azure, I think. It's like it has like an iridescence, sort of like a color change to it. It's kind of cool.
It's okay. It's not the shade of blue I would have gone for. You know.
Hey, so that sound that just played, did that sound crackly and weird to anybody?
Yes.
Sorry for me, dog.
Okay.
It sounded like it was like less than 10 bits.
Yeah, and I wonder if it sounded like that on the stream or if it's just because Discord is hearing what I heard, so I wonder if it was.
I could mute Discord and unmute the stream and try it.
Sorry about that.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I'm curious if it's something about when I send it back through to Discord, because it's coming. It's basically that's what on the stream, so that has to play from the stream computer and then be sent back over to the game computer.
Let me. I'll
fire another one
Discord. I'll deafen Discord for the moment and then turn the stream back on.
Give it a go. So far, every sound that's played has done that. Alright, threat 0. I want the high threat ones first. Here we go.
Space madness.
Alright, he did it. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's still like, crackling.
It's crackling, but is it crackling on the stream is what I want to know. Alright, here we go. We're getting pulled. A vulture of all things.
Under attack.
Yes, it's crackling on the stream.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Because I deafened Discord and
listen to Twitch and it still happened.
Yes, like space Matt. You know.
Okay. Alright, I'll have to go investigate that.
There wasn't the gaps, it just kind of sounded a little bit cracked.
Is that the kind of thing that you do as an audio engineer?
Are you saying I'm an audio engineer, so shouldn't this stuff all just work?
I'm just kind of curious as to what audio engineers do.
Oh, shoot.
Another
sound mission target.
Because, like, as far as audio engineers, to me, I would just look at, I would just listen to something and say, yeah, yep, that is a sound.
Yes,
like, that's a good sound or a bad sound, but it's the sound to me, so I'm
record and produce and edit all kinds of stuff, music and audiobooks and podcasts and everything. And yes, I made most of the sounds that are on there. But they weren't crackling when I did the stream yesterday, but today they're crackling. And if it's happening on Twitch and not just on Discord, then that means it's nothing that I'm doing wrong, but the
probably just the stream.
Well, it could be something to do with, I did change something on the plugin, the Twitch plugin that's actually running that, when I added a new sound, but I don't know why that would cause it to jitter and crackle. But anyway, whatever, I'll look at it.
The only thing I would say is Space Madness is, do more like Ren and Stimpy style. Space Madness!
That's an old sound from Distance Cruise 1. Oh, you're running, are ya?
Under attack.
I don't think so, buddy.
Collector limit expired.
As this point defense shoots down my collectors. What a jerk.
Cargo scope deployed.
Yeah, that's a shame. Alright, I'll have to look at those sounds sometime. Figure out why they sound so stupid.
So that's an interesting one. Do anything to build influence or any faction not named Fires Conglomerate.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing.
Drax, I'm also curious. You said that you worked on audiobooks. Have you worked on any of like the Disney Star Wars audiobooks? Or no?
I have probably not worked on any audiobooks that you've heard of.
Oh.
Sorry.
If he had worked on books like that, he would probably also be under a non-disclosure agreement.
Oh, yeah. Was the next question going to be about the plot?
No, I was just wondering because I've listened to a few of them. It would be cool if you worked on one, but yeah.
Yeah, it would be cool. I would love to work on an audiobook for Lucasfilm, but no, they're not. I'm sure they have their own studio for that at this point.
You never know.
Not that I would turn it down if they needed to outsource.
I'm not sure if they do or not. I thought I heard something using some kind of silver.
Yeah, something bigger than me, I'm sure. Alright, so there's 2 targets down. Oh, and we didn't even get to the threat 4 we were aiming at. Let's keep it going. And I believe, we'll check as soon as I line up here. I believe that my massacre mission should be, yep, getting filled out by those assassinations as well. Good deal.
So once the idiots get kicked out of 4907, does that mean we get to still play with them and?
It depends if they keep messing with us or not. And again, for matters of our actual BGS policy, I defer to Hate and Nurgle. However, I expect that the answer is, once we have kicked them out here and mired them in a conflict there, we may just reach back out and say, hey, feel free to go about your business and expand in any other direction.
except the one we're at.
Yeah, like you don't come into our space again, or this will happen to you again. All right.
Or if you choose to come in, negotiate rather than.
Yeah, talk to us first, because we might not care if you come into a system as long as you're talking to us first.
Like, hey,
hammer
yeah,
this guy
we're going
point
from
blank.
no man's land to no man's land. Do you care if we move into no man's land? Knock yourself out.
This
Just don't smoke our pot.
Ty is here. Hey, what do you think of this, man?
Dude, this is really cool.
You like this?
I mean, you could do some pretty cool things with this. I mean, you could turn like a whole a podcast recording into let people hear it live, kind of thing.
Yes, and if it had video, that's definitely what we would be doing over at Tone Control. But I'm waiting on that feature. Okay, one Corvette down. Still an Anaconda and a Corvette. No, there's an Anaconda and a.
It's just audio. I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's only audio because that was one of the first things I checked. Ooh, God. Corvette, Anaconda, and an FDL. Alright, this is going to get a little hairy. Alright, gotta drop this Anaconda quickly.
Did you guys see where Discord has ended talks with Microsoft? They decided to just remain neutral.
I did see that.
Yay.
I kind of have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I mean they're not profitable yet, so.
Yeah, like I want them to be profitable because they're my favorite chat thing. Flip side of that is that I'm not sure I wanted Microsoft to help them.
No, don't get me. I think Microsoft is it's not EA. Like that, but also like they bought Bethesda at this point, and that was kind of like a red flag for me.
Microsoft is the best software developer in the world.
No, I know that. I just,
No, I'm dead serious.
There's being Microsoft, and then there's being Disney, and they're kind of starting to seem like Disney to me, and I don't want that.
I just think
Disney to begin with.
I think that when you look at their operating system. And they get a lot of crap for their operating system, but when you look at the things that it touches and everything from server all the way down to workstation and home, they do a really good job. Do they do a great job? No, because if that was the case, we would have a gaming version of Windows where it didn't have all the print spooler taking up 2 megs of memory sitting there doing nothing.
And Xbox is pretty much just going to be gaming Windows.
I used to defend Halo, the Master Chief Collection. When people be like, it takes so long in between matches. Like, I get it, that sucks, but like, also like look at what it like. I have. There's never been something like this where it will matchmake you across multiple games with multiple codes and that has multiple features.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am of the mindset that this Xbox, the Series X, I think that's the last Xbox we get.
I've been hearing that for
I've kind of been
10 years now.
I did say that about the Xbox One.
This will be the last consoles.
So this would be the third. This would be the third generation of consoles that they've effectively lost the war on.
Have they?
Followed.
Already lost the war.
PS5 is outselling it basically 2-1 at this point.
They're more interested in selling
That's
Game
crazy, though. Yeah, I don't know if that matters. I don't know if that matters.
They wouldn't have made an Xbox One. They wouldn't have made a Series X if they didn't think that it was going to be profitable over the next couple of years. And
Microsoft is fine with gambling on the long game, so
yeah, and
they certainly are.
After having played both of them, PlayStation hasn't innovated their UI or anything about their like base code or anything like that since the PlayStation 3.
And their code is still tough to deal with.
You guys know how much money Minecraft makes?
All of the money.
Oh, yeah, ridiculous amounts of money. Ridiculous amounts. It's stupid. And the only thing you're buying is just paint jobs is what you're buying. But I don't know. I was thinking about it today, and I preface this by saying I haven't played the PlayStation 5 nor the Xbox Series X. But the thought crossed my mind that with Microsoft doing the way that they are doing their games for gold or whatever the hell they call it now.
Game Pass,
thank you. Where it crosses the PC, I could foresee them doing. And let me also say, like, I think that they'll stop calling it an Xbox. I think that they'll call it a Windows Xbox, and they'll just sell little computers.
Hmm.
And that will kind of completely bridge it together.
The brand itself does like make money, so I don't know if they're gonna actually get rid of that. Number two, they're already kind of mini computers. Like, it has a browser, it has an internet browser, it has YouTube. It can pretty much do anything a computer can, just with more restrictions.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't bought a PlayStation in years, but I get every generation of Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a better design as far as consoles are going.
Me too, and I think the UI is better designed as well.
See,
the UI, yes, it's well designed, but every time I get used to the design, they freaking roll out.
Every time he gets used to the design, they make the tendrils shorter.
Man, let me tell you, Microsoft actually kind of burned me on the Xbox a little bit. So I don't. Have you ever told you guys my Xbox story?
Yeah. Well, I've heard it. I don't know.
Yeah, you've heard it. I don't know if everybody else has heard it. I don't know if everybody even cared. Anyway, long story short, I have had 4 Xboxes, and all 4 of them died. Had a red light on them, and the very last time it died, and it was like an elite version of the 360, like the black super duper Jesus version. I boxed that damn thing up, took it down to GameStop, and said, "What do you give me for it?" It didn't work. It's got a red light on it. Hard drive's out. What do you give me for it? And I bought a PlayStation 3 with, I think Final Fantasy 13 and 2 or 3 other games, and I think the new Metal Gear Solid, whichever one they were on. I think Metal Gear Solid 17 or something. And I've been a PlayStation guy ever since. That's because it kind of burned me. I felt like you shouldn't have 4 bad hard drives. You just shouldn't have it. Especially like the first couple, I was like, well, yeah, these were the crappy versions. I'll go ahead and go up to the bigger version. And I wasn't even playing them.
That's how they get
like,
you.
I was a PC gamer. I was only playing these things like part time, so I wasn't even playing hardcore. And then the hard drives were dying. It didn't make no sense in my brain.
Yeah, Tesnick said
that's crazy.
PlayStation isn't competitive because of its success, which may catch up to them. I heard that the controller was really good, and that's kind of the interesting part of the PlayStation. Because of their resistive trigger controllers.
Yeah, I have held a PS5 controller, and I can tell you I like it more than the Series X controller.
Yeah.
But
that's cool, and you kind of hope stuff like that catches on, but
yeah,
I can't give an opinion on new ones other than the UI looks the exact same on the PS5 as it does on the PS4.
Well, you could also argue that if it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
True, but also like, Xbox is clearly better than PlayStation's. Like, I can tell you that just by examining the 2 that I got on my
way
there.
The way that the interface looks and how you perceive it, there is no good or bad. It's strictly how, because you'll have 2 different people who one likes one and one likes the other. What it boils down to is, does it have the same available options, and are they easy to find? And if both interfaces fill that role, then it doesn't really matter which one is laid out which way, because they're both equally good.
Okay, so there's another issue between the two of them, and that's the non-consumer facing side, but it still affects the consumers, is the code base that they're using, in that Xbox is essentially just an update of the last Xbox. So they're having a very easy time porting everything to them and upscaling them and turning up the frame rates. And PlayStation, they're having a bear of a time trying to get them to work as well. And they're having all kinds of problems getting old games to update because they're totally changing it again. And I mean, even though now they're not trying to do a weird processor, they're trying to use like x86 or x64 instruction sets, they're still changing their operating system massively, where Xbox is not. They're essentially, it's like a shell Windows system, and so it's easier to code for. And that's going to start to matter when, well, if PlayStation ever starts to lose their grip on all their exclusivities, because I think the thing that have kept them successful in this is the exclusivities.
One of the things, so
maybe they already have. I mean, they just lost MLB to show exclusivity.
Yeah. So I actually have a little bit of inside information on that. So I got a buddy who works at Riot. So basically,
he had an uncle that works at Nintendo, and he says Zelda 3 will be out next year.
So
we were to remember that stuff. I don't know why I make those jokes.
I'm older than you.
We were actually talking about the consoles recently, about the new consoles, and so Riot has a team working on some console games, and he won't tell me what they're working on, but he says they are working on some console games. And one of the things that they basically had a test version up and running for the Xbox in like 20 minutes, and they could not get the PlayStation to work. They had to take it back to base code to get some things to work. Which they're actually programming engine stuff to get it to work, whereas they loaded up in the Xbox SDK and let it do its thing, and then deployed it as an executable into the Xbox environment, and it worked. I mean, not everything worked, of course. They had to tweak some things, but it took them days to get the PlayStation version. Yeah, it took them days to get the PlayStation version to work. So I'm a big believer Sony is shooting themselves in the foot if they don't embrace some of this stuff that Microsoft is embracing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think they've made so much money and it's sold so well that they don't really have to worry about it. I think someone else already said that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's gonna bite them in the ass if they don't get off their ass.
What do y'all think about Frontier?
And the cross-platform stuff they seem to be totally against. It's like,
oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean they agree to some bits and then they don't agree to other bits. It's so weird. It's like one of the weirdest fucking things about Sony.
It's like,
oh yeah, we'll let Call of Duty play together. We'll let Fortnite people play together, but PES or not PES, soccer, football, sports, all those things. Yeah, fuck you.
Well, I mean, part of the reason with the sports thing is because the way their licensing works on the sports stuff. They can't.
Right.
They just can't because of the way their licenses is, because their agreement with the different leagues. So a perfect example is Madden in the NFL. They just can't because of the way that they market them, which is ridiculous. But I was wanting to ask you guys, because I have y'all here. One of the things before Odyssey was officially announced, I was a big believer that whatever we were going to get with Odyssey, we were going to get, cross-platform play. They were just going to pull the trigger and do it. And they basically, with them pushing back the console stuff, and them, I believe they said that they have no plans for cross-platform, correct?
Yeah, no, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Not to like, I don't mean to be like, hey, you're dumb or something. It's just I don't think the reason for that is baked into the game now. Like, they have them on different servers. Like, for the names alone, like the fact that we would have to combine all of the commander databases.
Yeah.
You know, like they wrote the game when that wasn't possible, and I mean, they're updating to the new Cobra engine, and the whole render chain is changing, but that's the rendering of the game. Like everything else underneath, like you know, it's still going to be the same server that
it's still the same SQL database.
Yeah, like there's still data in here that is the same as the current game. You know, it's just going to like move into the new thing. We're going to be basing the planets on height maps now instead of this like seeded texture thing that the game interprets as terrain. You know, it's a different thing. Like they used to start from like a square. You know, the planet generation thing is like totally different, and then the render engine does this different thing where it starts with a depth buffer now and does something else, and so on and so on and so on down the line. But underneath that, like you're firing this laser and it's, you know, hitting this other ship, and those calculations are all the same.
Right.
And the characters are all stored on their servers, and it would be, you know, somebody on PlayStation can have the same commander name as me, and if they didn't isolate that from the beginning, then they're not going to be able to fix it unless they went and told us something like, oh, we're going to slam all the databases together. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're inclined to do it. I think if they did, we'd get some message about how, like, hey, listen, like, we're going to have this plan for shaking out all the name conflicts.
Yeah.
But until they say that to me, I don't believe it's going to happen. I'm not holding my breath.
Basically, up until Odyssey launch, I was very much pro them doing this. And then when they Odyssey announcement, basically when they announced Odyssey, I was like, all right, so they're not doing it, because they would have included it in one of their big, you know, bullet points about what is Odyssey, you know?
Exactly.
And they didn't.
Yeah, Tesnik said, I wish they would at least give us cross-save. Many people might join the PC if they could keep their progress. Yeah, cross-save would be the same problem, though, because that means that would be combining the database. So, like, an easy way to migrate from one to the other, but it wouldn't be you're available on both, unless they could have cross-play. There would be, if it's a database problem like I think it is... Okay, man. If it's a database problem like I think it is, then crossplay and cross-save are the same problem. You know, they're both impossible for the same reason. Now, that doesn't mean you couldn't migrate from one to the other like they do now, and you check, like, if you ask them to migrate, they'll like do it for you one time. And I don't know why, if there's a code reason why they do the thing where they liquidate your entire account into credits and just start you from scratch. I don't know why that needs to happen, but that's the way they do it. Maybe they do it as a pain point so that they don't have to do it very often, because they don't want to do it, because it takes a person's effort or something, and they have to square the names with them. So basically, like, when you sign up, what I've heard, I've never done this, what I've heard is that you say, I want to change my commander from whatever to PC or whichever way, and they say, okay. They make you offer like alternate names. Like if your name is taken, they're gonna pick one of your alternates, and they want you to have like 3 ready to go or something, so they don't have to go do a big back and forth with you about it. And you basically get what they pick if there's a conflict. So there. And then I just killed the conversation like a deadly assassin.
No, I just think that I mean you're exactly right. The whole database thing. So from my perspective, there's more going on than them just like they don't do that because it's a pain point. To me there's a technical reason why, and I really think that it sounds weird for me. I think that either Sony or Microsoft or both of them. I think there's something getting in the way there for them just making it an easy move. And I think it boils down to, at some point, they had some sort of unique identifier in the database that said, this is a PlayStation, this is an Xbox. And when that happened, it I don't want to say corrupted, that's not the right way to put it. It stuck it. And for them to undo it is going to require so many hours of work for them to undo it. that it's not that they don't see a financial gain in it. You know.
I suppose, but there's still like. I don't know. Okay, so here's the part that doesn't make sense to me about that particular thing. Is that like if anybody's moving from one system to another, they're having to buy another account. So everybody's making money, right? Like Xbox wants you to buy Xbox games, and Frontier wants you to buy the game on whatever platform. So that doesn't jive with me that there'd be some reason they wanted to discourage you from having multiple commanders, but like for some reason a choice was made to give them that unique identifier, and the commander is the only thing that has the unique identifier because we still that we see. But the point, but I guess what I'm meaning is like because the whole BGS and the whole galaxy is shared, right? Or is there?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Because everybody got up in arms when one of the platforms had first mapped tags before anybody else because of the bug, right? Like PC, what was it? PC didn't work for the first week or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, so even like the first tag, so it seems like everything in the game except the commander's actual save data and the commander's actual names is cross-platform. So why was that choice made, like, and even if Sony and everything else, I'm still getting ghost button pushes on my POTUS. Even if Sony and Xbox weren't allowing cross-play, they weren't forcing FDev to code the games such that they had to store them in separate databases. I mean, there's no way they would care about that or have any say whatsoever. Because it wouldn't matter, it still could have been coded so that it could have been done in the future, but it wasn't, or it seems like it wasn't.
Well, here's what I can tell you. I have asked the people that I've talked to at FDev, the people at Lave back when we interviewed them, the people, the friend I have in the gaming industry. I've asked everybody the same question: why won't they do this? Or what was the technical reason why? And most people say they don't know, but the one answer I got out of it is that there's got to be a technical reason why, because it's got to make financial sense, but they don't understand the technical reason why.
Yeah, has to be.
But everybody FDev was saying we don't know, we don't have that information. And I believe them because I think it's something that was put in early on, and it's such a huge thing for them to fix that it's not financially worth it.
Yeah, it seems that way because obviously everybody universally agrees it would be great. I'm going to interrupt just for a second because Red Volt was asking what happened to the war that may or may not start over Far's way. So Far's managed to push up into another election with us in HIP 4907. Which I'm working a bit tonight, and then we are at the same time we are trying to raise 3 of the other factions in that system so that when the war is over they will immediately go into retreat because we can raise them right up past us during the conflict. And then anyway, all that info's over in the squad channel, so go have a look. The Standing Orders channel has the info you seek. And I'm almost done here. I think I have one more black box signal source to pick up, and then I'm turning in. Well, unfortunately, we are all just speculating, because nobody will say up or down what the actual technical reason is, but I do think it has to be technical reason, and it had to be something that went in early. Yeah, no problem. Red Volt, no worries, man. It's a bummer. It's a bummer, but I don't think everything is settled as far as what the performance differences and stuff are going to be as far as like the game code itself and whether it ends up being more stable on the new engine or not. I do think most of the changes are graphical and not anything else really, but I don't know. I could be surprised. I'm not holding my breath for suddenly much better instancing or something, because that doesn't seem to be one of the focuses.
I mean, it seems like instancing is improving.
Oh, has it been? Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Volt are able to find, we're actually able to find ourselves in an instant more often than not, which we're almost never able to do normally. So.
Well, that's good to hear. I have to admit, I'm hearing just as many people kind of saying the opposite. Like, it's no better, and I don't know if that's just pessimism because one thing went
wrong. I don't know if
wrong.
it's just because we're in a private group and maybe that works better instead of open, but it's been better for what we've been doing.
Yeah, that was always kind of one of the go-to moves, right? To go into private group or something if you're trying to make sure you instance together.
Yeah, but the problem being
people were saying that even in private group they were unable to instance on several occasions. But that could just be bugs.
Could be bugs. And also, I'm not saying it's perfect yet. Like, it's still like not always working, but it does work better than the base game or the live game.
Live game, yeah. All right, I don't think I need to fight these clowns, so I'm out of here. They're just gonna throw hatch breakers after me anyway. Okay, I've completed all my missions and I have tons of stuff to turn in. So, back to Fates with us. Let's do it. Come on. There it goes. System map delay.
Frameshift drive charging.
NPCs with Cobra Mark IVs. Jerk.
Disengaged.
Rubbing it in, huh? Bonzo, are you in the playing alpha right now?
No, I'm on playing X4 right now.
Oh, okay. A different thing entirely.
Yeah.
Have you gotten tired of the bugs?
I have a little bit. I was just kind of burned out a little bit. Like, I didn't really like the exploration stuff was kind of cool.
But you don't get to save your progress or anything, you know?
No, you don't get to save your progress, and the payout kind of sucked. Like, I spent 2 hours mapping out all the plants on one planet, and I got 150,000 credits.
Oh, jeez. I got that much spending a half an hour on 4 different plants.
Yeah.
We're yet to suss out all the details there, I suspect.
And I'm wondering if it's like, if it works like exploration documents or materials. where like the further away this system is, the more it's paid, the more you pay for it, or the more they pay for it.
Is that true though? It's just I thought it was just that it had to be a minimum 20 light years. And then after that, it pays the same. Yeah, it doesn't scale by distance. The things that scale by distance are rare commodities. Basically, buy them from anywhere.
I could have sworn it did it by distance, like a little bit. Could be wrong, I guess.
Yeah. I think as far as exploration data is concerned, I don't know what the rules are for biology, but for exploration data, you can't sell it less than 20 light years. After that, it's the same no matter what, because the values of the actual worlds are what makes a difference. Earth-likes versus ice worlds and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, here is our turn-ins.
Maybe that's playing a part too. You know, like maybe we just didn't get.
Yeah.
Like we just literally went to like this starter world me and Volt did, and got plant data off of that one system, and then we sold it in system. So could very well.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. We just don't know the rules yet. I just think, like, for one thing, finding out how much it costs is one thing, but you don't really get to keep any of that either. So, like, I got on and played until I'd basically seen how the mechanics work, and then I kind of felt like, well, what am I going to do? Grind? Toward what?
Like, why am I grinding? Why am I trying to get upgrades? Because
in a week they're going to switch me to my snapshot. Yeah.
Incoming message.
So that's the one that, you know, and then I'll have plenty of money, so it won't matter.
Incoming message.
Yeah, you know, I'm excited. I'm honestly more excited for the exploration thing than anything else, because I'm waiting for that before I actually decide to go out and make like an exploration thingamajig. No, just expedition, I guess.
So okay.
But yeah, like I played it for a little bit, but it's kind of just worn off now. I guess it's the most apt thing for it. Like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
We've already seen it, I guess.
We've seen the thing.
Really hoping. I've been running into a bug with multi-crew where I pick up I pick things up, but it doesn't register in my inventory, so it just basically deletes the item.
Oh, yuck.
And that like keeps happening, and I'm really hoping they'll have it fixed, although it doesn't seem to be happening to anybody else, which gets me worried.
Well, I'd heard that there was I'd heard that there was some kind of inventory bug where you couldn't access the inventory, like you had it there but you couldn't access it.
Right.
I wonder if it could be that.
It might be. It might have just been depositing after I relog. Well, no, it hasn't not either, because I've downloaded like several ship and weapon and suit schematics, and they just delete, and they're not in my inventory when I go to look at things. I'm still short several materials. So I don't know. Something they're gonna have to fix, I guess.
Yeah. Tesnik, you got a G2? Did I know about that? I feel like now that I realize, I think I did know about that. Wait, do I have cartographic data? I don't want to sell it here anyway, even if I did. I think I'm finished. Let's see. Data point claims. Is there power contact here? Yeah, I think I think I've done my damage for the day. Yeah, that's right. I remember that now. I just stuck out to me. It does seem like a nice headset. Although I've heard the controllers aren't great. I think we talked all about this, though. It's all flooding back to me, obviously.
All right, Noah. All right.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I've done my damage. That's good. What time is it? Yeah, almost 11. That's a pretty good stream.
Are they gonna have fun when they check their ranking in the morning?
I hope so. I don't think I'm the only one doing this, and yeah, things are gonna get rough.
Uranus is full of methane gas, and that's stinky. Ew.
That's so funny. So why is that sound crackling?
The funny thing is I'm actually mining methane gas. So I don't know how it knew, but it knew.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna do it for my play session. I am gonna sign off the stream and then figure out what's going on with those sounds. I just looked over in OBS when that sound was playing. It was saying there was an encoding overload, so that's interesting. I don't know why that's happening, and we'll check it out because last night it worked fine and I'm using the same settings. So something's changed. Controllers have the gyro in them, but the tracking is not always accurate. While not in line of sight of the headset. Works for most gameplay, but can get tricky with some games. So the thing I heard about the controllers is actually that they don't follow like what's become the standard like features for VR controllers. As far as I think the thing that they were missing is the buttons and everything aren't touch compatible. So like when I have here, where's my controller? When I have this controller, like there's a press of the button triggers something, and then also touching all the buttons and the stick and everything else, they're touch compatible, so that gives you like finger movement. So like the one for the reverb, it doesn't have like the capacitive touch in all of the buttons, so you can't like close your hand but not make a fist kind of thing. Right. But they're still compatible with other controllers and stuff. Sure. But that, you know, it seems like kind of an oversight, especially for a system like that, which is not cheap, you know, and obviously like they put a lot of quality into it and then they let that go. It seemed like sort of a waste, but anyway, whatever. I'm sitting on my Rift S until something comes along with good enough wireless. I feel like I want to sit on this until there's wireless that's, let's say, more fully realized than what the Quest 2 has. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight.
Batman.
Mind your speed and your surroundings. Avoid costly collisions. Always proceed directly to your allotted bay to avoid unnecessary delays and/or ship destruction. Loitering is a crime, punishable by death. Please make sure you have authorization before you enter the docking bay. For your convenience and safety, pacification emplacements are active and tracking at this station. have authorization to be inside the docking bay? Remember, loitering is a violation.